All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to another very special episode of Navigating the Modern World with Eli. Glad you could all join me here today on this beautiful, amazing, incredible Saturday afternoon. If you're here live, it is Saturday, January 24th, 2026, the day of this live stream. If you're here on the replay, hello to you as well. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comments section, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I've got some updates for everyone here today. Some things have transpired, and I'm choosing to address certain things. And I'm going to get to all of that in just a little bit. But as always, before I get to that, let me make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. Looks like the back end of YouTube is rolling well. And let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. It looks like it has gone out. Let me do a sound check. It is Saturday, January 24th, 2026, the day of this live stream. If you're here on the replay, hello to you as well. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comments. All right. So let's get started with the topic of the stream first. The topic of this stream is I'm not content for anyone else's drama. One more time, the topic is I'm not content for anyone else's drama. We're going to get into that in just a little bit, and I'm not going to be on too terribly long. I'm going to keep this stream to about 30, maybe 45 minutes max, if it even goes that long. I really want to enjoy the rest of this day with my lovely lady Dawn. She's actually resting right now. She may or may not be here. Knowing her, she'll wake up and she'll pop on in. If she doesn't, that is okay too. That is her choice. Everyone has a choice if and when they want to pop into anyone's live stream or consume anyone's content out here on YouTube. But before I get deep into the topic here, I want to start off by mentioning this, okay? I don't expect everyone to always agree with me on everything. As a matter of fact, I don't expect anyone to agree with me at all. I'm not here to try to please the world. I'm not here to try to take sides. I'm not here to create any issues. I'm here to create what is my purpose. And that only matters for me. And I'm not trying to say that I'm being selfish here. This is not about being selfish, because my content is all about giving and helping people. I'm here to say that I have my thoughts, I have my opinions, I have my beliefs, and so do each and every one of you. And I have choices, and so do each and every one of you. And one of the choices that each and every one of you have, just like I have, is whose content you want to consume and whose content you don't. When you want to consume content, when you don't, that's all up to you. Just like I have, the same options, right? We all have options. We all have choices, right? So I wanted to make it very clear at the very beginning like I've been trying to do a lot lately, I'm here to focus on my purpose. I'm here to grow my organization, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. And I'm not here for any noise. I'm not here for any drama. I'm not here for any spectacles. Now, I understand we're all on YouTube, and YouTube is a shared platform. And we're also public figures. That means people can talk about you to a certain extent. What people can't do is defame you. What people can't do is exploit you commercially. There are things that people can't do, but there are things that they can do. And if people want to talk about you as often as they want, as long as they're doing it appropriately and within the law and their rights, no problem with that. I understand that. And the reason why I mention that is because some people may be wondering, why has my content strategy... Hey, Lewis, how you doing? Welcome to the show. 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. Thank you so much for being here. Hope your Saturday's going well. If any of you have been wondering why my content strategy has taken a certain aspect lately, there is a reason for that. There's a reason that is a very good reason, in my opinion. Now, it's not that I don't want to explain that reason. I've tried to explain it before. I could explain it in a lot more detail, which would take another hour. And I really don't want to make this show about explaining why I do what I do. I just want to do what I do. And that's all. I just want to do what I do. And if people want to watch me, if people want to support me, that's on them. And if they don't want to watch me, and if they don't want to support me, that's on them too. Right? Thank you for hitting the like button, Lewis. I appreciate that. I'm not here to please everyone. Like I said earlier, I believe I mentioned that. I'll say it again in case I didn't. I'm not here to please everyone. I'm not here to please specific people and shun upon others. That's not what I'm here for. Right? I'm not here to be an entertainer, even though I can be entertaining at times. We all can be entertaining at times, right? I'm not here to have excessive back and forth with people that have a sole purpose of creating drama content off my name and likeness. I'm not here to do that. Has that happened? Yeah, it happens all over YouTube. Every YouTuber deals with it. And every YouTuber has to find a way to work around it or move past it. So eventually they can get to where they want to get to. And that's exactly the fork in the road of where I'm at. I'm at that fork right now. And I've been working hard to get there. And I'm deciding to take this path because it is working for me. And I see the organization moving in the right direction despite what anyone else may think. And I listen to what everyone says. I don't want anyone to think that I don't listen to what people say. I listen to the people that mean the most to me, the people that help me run the organization, including my lovely lady Dawn. Okay. I listen to everyone that is reasonable and decent. Now, as far as the noise goes, I ignore most of that, or I laugh it off and I move on, right? But I've been doing things a certain way lately because this is what it takes to clear the lane, to clear the air, to have a fully wide open, clear road ahead. to move forward with what I've always wanted to move forward with regarding this organization. And again, I can try to explain it to all of you right now, but it would take an extra hour. And first of all, it's not that I don't have an hour to give. I could find the time. I just don't feel the need to do it. I don't feel the need to explain myself like many people do, and like I used to do in the past. I don't feel the need to explain myself. I'm beginning to realize the only people that constantly feel the need to explain themselves on YouTube are people that are just trying to continue a drama cycle surrounding them and other people that are a part of that cycle that's giving them engagement, views, likes, and donations, right? I just don't feel that need. I don't feel the need to explain myself. I'm only going to share what's necessary, what's reasonable, in a cool, calm, collected, and professional way. And whoever wants to take what I say and run with it, hey, that's your choice to do. When I'm done with this, I turn it off. I spend the rest of the day with my lady, and I just ignore the noise. So I hope you all understand where I'm coming from with that. With that being said, there was a live stream that was done earlier today. And I'm not upset by that live stream. I'm not offended. I'm not scared. And I'm not worried about anything. But I'm going to share with you folks what happened, because this is the type of thing that I refer to as noise. This is what noise good, real, wholesome creators like myself have to deal with and have to work past to get to where we want to get to. We can't control what other people do. But unfortunately, when people continue to use your name and likeness as a part of their content, and they make your name and likeness, and they make your name and likeness a part of the anchor of their content, which is what I'm trying to say, it can and does affect you algorithmically. So sometimes you really don't have a choice to address things, even if you don't want to. I would rather focus my time on something more productive that can help people. So I don't really enjoy doing these correcting the record streams, but they have to be done. It is serving a purpose, and it is moving me and the GNA forward, which moves us all forward that are a part of this. So that stream was done by a lady that lives in Florida. She's been making content on me for about 3 years now. She associates with another person on this platform, another male on this platform that, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm suing this male creator in a circuit civil case. Ironically, both the defendant in my circuit civil case and this lady, they both live in Florida. And both of them have an audience that pretty much typically only shows up and donates for the most part when they're talking about me or my girlfriend Dawn or something to do with me. They always have to bring me back in as the anchor, even if it involves something that I had nothing to do with, right? And that's what we're dealing with here. That's why we're talking about this, so you folks can clearly see what's going on, right? Hey, babe, how you doing? Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Dawn is here. So we're just going to call the lady Miss T. It's funny to me how she renames her channel all the time regarding what I reference her. I've figured out that she's doing that because that way people can search and find her channel. I don't care if people find her channel. If they want to find her channel and, do whatever they want to do over there, that's on them. It doesn't matter to me. But let's talk about the core pattern in the stream that she did a few hours ago. So Miss T is doing triangulation and coercion. You all know what coercion is. It's making threats, pretty much. Number one, a third-party conflict. Barbara versus GLM. Barbara's a lady that I've known on this platform for over 8 years. At one point, she was briefly a part of my group here. This was a few years before I met Dawn, like 3 years before I met Dawn. Been with Dawn a little over 4 years now. So a third-party conflict, Barbara versus GLM. We all know GLM, and we love GLM, and GLM is a moderator here. And GLM has a very loud voice. And when I say loud voice, I don't mean she's always raising her voice. She talks about a lot of things that I probably would never talk about, or at least I'd be a little more careful with how I would talk about certain things she talks about. But that's who she is, right? So a third-party conflict, Barbara versus GLM, becomes a pretext to say your name and keep your audience watching. So basically, the situation between Barbara and GLM is what Miss T is using, and she's anchoring me to that because she needs to always anchor her content to me, or her audience will not show up and or donate. In my opinion, of course. Number two, she frames you, Miss T, frames me as the operator behind other people's speech. That's definitely not what's happening here. I'm an individual, so is GLM. What she says is her responsibility. What I say is my responsibility. We all have our own individual responsibility for our speech and what comes out of our mouths, right? Your little buddy, you're backing that. That's, paraphrasing things that she said in her stream, to make you responsible for what happens on other channels. And so that she can also reference me and tie me into it and present that to her audience that's only there for Eli content, right? And Eli content that is less than favorable, right? Number three, she then issues an ultimatum. Apologize or I'll run daily premieres about Dawn / your dirty laundry. Yeah. Well, I can't control what other people do. I can only control what I do, and the same with Dawn. And if that's the case, then we will just handle things appropriately as they happen. That's punishment threat language designed to force compliance, also known as coercion. Never works with me. It's never worked on me, and it'll never work on me. My most powerful posture is staying cool, calm, and collected, and narrow. I don't have to expand on everything. I don't. I really don't. So, we're going to correct the record here in case people that came across that stream, come across this. We're going to correct the record. Segment 1. Let's set the frame here, okay? let's set the frame. My goal is to define boundaries, refuse debate, and to protect Dawn. Now, I'll tell you this. Dawn has been able to protect herself. She's really turned things around. She's gotten so strong that this YouTube garbage, BS, doesn't faze her at all anymore. Which is why these groups of people that need to keep talking about us, even if we're not doing anything, because Dawn and I did nothing today. We did nothing today. We're not involved in this at all, but they have to keep our names in their storyline or they lose that audience, right? But Dawn is more than capable of protecting herself. I'm still going to protect her. That's just what a good guy does when it comes to his lady. Despite what some other people may think that I don't protect my lady. As a matter of fact, if you were to ask Dawn, she would say I'm extremely overly protective. So I don't know how you can go from being overly protective to not being protective at all. Like some people have said, but hey, to each its own, right? You all have your own opinions, and I have mine, right? Today, I'm addressing one thing. I'm not responsible for what someone says on their channel, and I'm not participating in anyone's drama economy. Yeah, they're trying to keep me in the loop of their unsustainable drama economy that's been really, really filtering out. And they're trying to keep it going. It's just become comical seeing how much certain people have to keep amping things up to try to keep it going. And then they don't really have much support from other third parties that they used to have because there's litigation involved and other things, right? I'm not discussing anyone's family, anyone's child, or any public info someone claims to have. Yeah, there's no need to do that. I will only talk about things that are relevant and are proper and are respectful. Now, if people do certain things that are wrong, I can call those things out as a lesson learned in a respectful way. But I'm not here to shame anyone, not here to harm anyone. I'm here to help people become the best version of themselves that they can be. And the way you become that is by learning from mistakes that I've made and others have made in our community and leading by example. If someone is threatening to publish material about Dawn every day to force an apology, that's not truth-seeking, that's coercion. It absolutely is coercion. Am I upset by it? No. Am I going to lose sleep over it? No. When I'm done with this, I'm turning it off, spending the rest of the day with my lady. We're going to run some errands, and we're going to have some dinner, and we're going to watch some shows, and we're going to prepare for our podcast for tomorrow. Episode number 45 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast will be recorded tomorrow and released this coming Wednesday. Segment 2. Her stated purpose. And this is all paraphrased, okay? Because if I said what she said on her stream, this would get shut down. I mean, no doubt about it. I'm surprised. Nah, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I need to do it now, correct the record. Ms. T opens with the fact that she needs to do this now and needs to correct the record on a few things. My deep read on this is credibility theater. She labels it correcting the record to borrow the authority of your format. I'm the one that started the Creating the Record series, and you just copycatted it. It's okay. You like my style, it's all good. While doing the opposite. So she labels it correcting the record to borrow the authority of my format while doing the opposite. Emotion first, threat forward. Bravo. My correction. Correcting the record means facts first, and it means staying on my own conduct. Not threats, not humiliation, not I'll destroy people. I'll have to say that on her stream, she was really, really triggered. But if I had to guess, I think she was acting because she needs to come off as triggered towards me on purpose to keep that audience going. She needs to keep finding reasons to keep injecting myself and my lady Dawn into her content, or that audience is gone. Plain and simple. Hey, what's going on, GLM? Welcome to the show. 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. I was going to pop on your stream this morning, but you scheduled a stream and I waited a couple of hours and you weren't there, but it's okay. No worries. Segment 3. She tries to make you responsible for Barbara/GLM. So GLM and Barbara don't get along. I'm not a big fan of Barbara, to be honest with you. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate anyone. I've said some not so nice things about Barbara in the past, but I've let all that go. But GLM put out some public information about Barbara's son, I believe it was, and that's between GLM and Barbara, and Miss T had nothing to do with that, right? Miss T had nothing to do with that. Yet she wanted to create a stream and not really scold GLM. Yeah, she did kind of scold GLM, but she more so scolded me, trying to hold me accountable for someone else's behavior. Because I run a business out here, an organization. I can't control everyone's behavior. I'm not going to do that. Key lines. These are sanitized and paraphrased because I can't say exactly what she said, but I'll give you the gist, okay? She says GLM is pushing a false narrative and lying about people, then pivots to, if you want to keep doing that and you want to keep backing that. I never once said I back everything that my moderators or people that participate in my live stream chats. I never said that. That's what you need to say to your audience to keep them around for the Eli content, because they're an Eli hate audience, right? Deep read. This is the manager fiction. She's trying to paint you as the supervisor of other adults so she can justify targeting you for what she claims they did. And in addition to that, so she can keep that Eli audience around and get donations from them. That's what matters to her the most, in my opinion. My correction, tight and clean. I do not control what anyone says on their channel, period. Being a moderator in my chat does not make someone my spokesperson off platform. So, yeah, I mean, if you folks have a problem with GLM or anyone else, take it up with her. I had nothing to do with that. I don't have anything to do with a lot of things that GLM or others say. And just because I'll participate on their channels at times doesn't mean I agree with everything that they say. I'm very clear that I don't agree with a lot of what many of the people I associate with say or do. I'm not saying they're bad people. They're not. But I just don't agree with everything. I'm not putting my name on it. And Ms. T's trying to paint me as someone that's signing off on everyone's behavior just for showing up in the chat and having a mod wrench, right? That's not the way it works. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't know what happened, and I don't care to know. To be honest with you, GLM, I don't want to be involved in this. But you're going to say what you're going to say. I just don't want to be involved in it. I really don't care. Whether it's true or not is irrelevant to me. It's all good. But hey, no, it's cool. Great to see you here, by the way. Segment 4, the first explicit threat. And I'm paraphrasing and taking out things that wouldn't look good for my monetized channel. I'll make some stuff about you. I'll make up some stuff about you. I will mess you up. Well, the word mess is replacing the F word or something like that, right? She says, and once again, this is sanitized and paraphrased, safe for YouTube. I will start making up some things, some F-bombs, or some poop bombs about you. I will mess you up or F you up, right? I am so very appreciative of those very kind words. Thank you very much. Thank you for the compliments. Deep read. This is not defending Barbara. Of course, it's not defending Barbara. She doesn't care about Barbara, in my opinion. She doesn't even care about GLM or me. She cares about what puts butts in seats and money in her pocket. That's it. Bottom line in the story. It's a retaliation pledge. Well, it's a performance, in my opinion. She's announcing a willingness to invent damaging narratives to gain leverage, meaning keep the audience of Eli haters coming back and keep them donating. That's all this boils down to, right? My correction. I'm not going to trade threats with anybody. If someone publicly states they'll make things up about me, that tells you everything you need to know about their credibility. That speaks for itself, right? If you listen to what people say closely, you'll realize that people always speak for themselves, right? The reason why I do these shows is because this is what I do. I'm trying to help people learn to read the room better so they make better decisions in life, right? Segment 5. Let me check out the chat real quick. GLM, in the past, I used to speculate about people, including Barbara. I don't feel the need to do that anymore. I mean, you've heard what I've said in the past, GLM. You were around. You've heard me say some pretty nasty things and insulting things. I've grown past that. Okay? That doesn't mean my feelings are any different for her or any one of those people in that drama group. What it means is that I just don't want to give it any more oxygen. I don't. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that brutal channel. Yeah, it does have that video on there with the Lauren stream, but they're not showing the Lauren stream on it there. Basically, he put other information on there. I'm not going to get into that, but yes, I saw that, GLM. I did. Thank you for sharing. Segment 5, escalation to intimidation / court posturing. I wonder whatever happened to the 2 emergency filings she made in the court case with the defendant who supposedly is a buddy of hers. Excuse me. Excuse me a second. But where was he today to support her stream? Nowhere to be found. I could say I wonder why, but I know why. He's mitigating liability. He doesn't want to be attached, acting in concert, right? Anyway, give me a second here. All right. I had to mute for a second. I'm unmuted now. I had to give a deep, deep clearing of my throat. All right. So yeah, escalation to intimidation / court posturing. Ms. T says she wants people to come to court so she can destroy their credibility, etc. Okay. I mean, people can do whatever they want to do. They can show up to a public place, right? If they want to participate, there are ways to do that, to participate in the case. She can also participate in the case if she files the proper paperwork, also known as as requesting leave of court and then filing a motion to intervene. But she hasn't done that yet. She's filed about, 10 documents? 10 documents in the case. She's trying to get a protective order on me in my case as the plaintiff against her friend, the defendant. And she has no party standing in the case. She's filed 2 emergency motions that were ignored by the court because they weren't emergencies, and she's not even the party to the case. Are you folks beginning to see a pattern here? Right? It's all performance. It's a performance. The sad part is using the court system, and in the past using 911 and other emergency resources as content. Wow, I mean, what some people will do for content, but wow, Deep read. This is dominance performance. So I just said that. It's meant to scare your community and make you anticipate punishment for speaking. Well, I'm talking now. It's all good. No one's scared. People are just laughing instead, including my girlfriend, Dawn. My correction. I am not intimidated by internet yelling. And boy, was she triggered and yelling. But I think it was an act. I don't think she was really triggered. I think she was performing. That's called performance bravado. I'm focused on facts, records, and professionalism. The louder someone gets, the more it usually signals they're trying to control the narrative, not clarify it. Yeah, she's trying to control the narrative because the narrative of the whole Eli and Dawn thing has collapsed. They're like regurgitating stuff over and over and over again. And Dawn and I are like, we're just laughing. We're like, wow. And whatever they do, we'll just handle it at court when we got that time. That's it, right? Babe, if you have a quote, start getting it in now because I'm going to be going off the air probably in about 10 minutes. We're at 38 minutes, so I'm going to be a little bit more than 45 minutes. All right. Yes, she was pretending to be triggered, GLM. 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. She was pretending to be triggered. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about Barbara. She doesn't care about anything besides keeping the audience around and making a little money off them every now and then. Today's Lewis's mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Lewis. Hold on. Okay, sorry. We're back. I had to mute a second. Dawn was telling me no quote, but she was yelling it through the other room. I'm in the office studio and she's in the living room. A wall and a door separates us. All right. And it's a miracle she's still here with us after last year's medical emergency that she had. Well, God bless her, Lewis. Our thoughts and prayers will remain with her. Thank you for sharing that lovely story with us. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, GLM, I'll tell you, in substance, you're right about a lot of things at a base level. Not everything. Some things I disagree with you on, but you're right about a lot of things. I think just the way you go about it is far different than I would go about it. But that's just who you are. And if people have a problem with you, they can take it up with you, right? I don't need to be involved in something that doesn't involve me. If they keep involving me, then we'll keep correcting the record. That's all. It's all good. Segment 6, the Daily Dawn Premier's Ultimatum. This is the most important part. Miss T repeats variations of every time I hear my name. Does Miss T count? I'm going live the next day. Okay. So is she going to go live now? Okay. I mean, what's new? What did she say that she's going to do here that's different than what she's been doing all along? Absolutely nothing. Keep reminding everybody about Dawn's past. Okay. So you're going to make Dawn famous. You're going to make both Dawn and I famous by continuing to remind them about something that we've talked about many times. There's no shame. We've learned from our mistakes and we've moved forward. But I mean, if you want to keep reminding people that we're human and humans make mistakes and, we learn from them, then hey, who are we to stop you? Right? And then I'm paraphrasing this. I will go live every single day, putting out all the paperwork that she has on Dawn. You mean paperwork that's publicly available that anyone can go and get themselves? And anyone that is going to be consuming your content has already seen that paperwork a million times. They all know the backstory. And do you think that new people are going to get caught up with your noise and your mess over there? I mean, in my opinion, Miss T hasn't grown at all. She hasn't grown one bit. She's catering the same stuff over and over and over again. She's regurgitating the same stuff, the same audience. And it's become an endless loop. And it's become very comical. And then she says, I paraphrase, I'm going to expect that apology. Otherwise, my premieres will happen every day at noon. That's noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right? Okay. Word of advice. When you say a time, make sure you mention the time zone because YouTube's a global platform with we're pretty close to 3 billion monthly active users. So we want to know what the originating time frame or the originating time zone is, right? We're not going to be tuning in anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's like a rerun that's been rerun like 100 times. Deep read. This is a conditioned punishment loop. Trigger. is hearing a name in the chat. Punishment, daily premieres. Demand, apology. You're not getting an apology from me. I didn't do anything wrong. You have a problem with what GLM said, take it up with her. I mean, that's just what people do. I've got nothing to do with this, and neither does Don. Right? It is not about Barbara. It is about controlling you and silencing your ecosystem by attaching consequences to your speech. And also, like I've always said, feeding her audience of Eli haters what they want, attaching everything that even other people that associate with us or are moderators with us, attaching whatever they do to my name and blaming me for it, even though I had nothing to do with it, right? My correction, and this is my centerpiece. Threatening Dawn daily because you heard her name in the chat is not accountability. It is bullying by proxy. Yeah. I'm not apologizing for something I didn't do. And I'm not negotiating with threats. If someone wants to discuss their issues with someone else, they should do it with that person without dragging my name in as a life raft. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when the channel is starting to lose traction because there's nothing new to feed the audience of my haters that are the primary consumers of her content, I mean, she really has no other choice but to do things like this. So, in essence, it's become rather comical and rather predictable. It's a predictable business model. And it's not even a business. It's her hobby that she makes some extra money on. But figuratively speaking, it's a predictable business model. Let me check out the chat real quick. I think what would really help GLM, in my opinion, is stop feeding into her. You're giving her exactly what she wants. I'm not telling you what to do. You do you. You want to talk about her for the next 10 years straight? Hey, who am I to tell you what to do? I'm just saying, like, you can cut off the oxygen right now, figuratively speaking. You're in full control of that. Segment 7, the apology for Barbara demand plus old messages bait. Ms. T says, and again, I'm sanitizing this and paraphrasing it. Because again, I can't say what she said, man. This will get shut down. I'm going to be expecting that apology tonight. And she says in other words that if I don't, she may find some more messages through Barbara. 7-year-old messages that have already been played out, right? Okay. What do 7-year-old messages have to do with where I'm at today? I know exactly what I said back then. I know what I did back then. I have grown a lot since then, regardless of what anyone thinks, right? So even if all those messages were to be put out publicly, my response would be, yeah, okay. So I said some things in the heat of the moment. I was new from YouTube. I apologized for those things back then. And I moved on. And I learned my lesson. Okay. So what's the big deal? Deep read. This is classic bait. Apologize or I'll publish old material. Well, here's the thing. It's not about whether I apologize or not. It's about whatever it takes to keep that audience around. Right? It's about the threat that makes her come off as the one in charge, the enforcer, right? It makes her supposedly look cool in front of her audience, right? But the bottom line is, if she wants to put that stuff out or not, it has nothing to do with this. She'll do whatever it takes to keep that audience around. She did today what she needed to do to try to keep that audience warm, because there's been nothing new, and I've been cool and calm and collected. There's nothing new to do. There's no new content on Dawn and I. There hasn't been in a while, because we've learned from our mistakes. And we're just creating good, clean content. So this is classic bait. Apologize, or I'll publish old material, or I'll publish old material. It is designed to force you to validate her framing that you're responsible, which I'm not, and to pull you into a 7-year rewind. That's not going to happen. And if she does that, I mean, that's boring stuff. Nobody cares about that, not even her own audience. They'll probably show up if she does it because they have nowhere else to go. But, I mean, it's not going to land. Nothing she does is going to land like things used to land when they were brand new. My correction: simple, unbreakable. I am not litigating 7-year-old group chat history on YouTube. It's probably beyond the statute of limitations anyway, so that's a joke, but it's not at the same time, but you get it. If someone believes they have something relevant, they can use appropriate channels. I'm not performing for threats. And this is, man, hold on. Man, the allergies they've been really bad lately. Sorry about that. This is going to be my closing here. Closing with my boundary and my peace. I'm going to keep doing my content. I'm going to keep my platform clean. And I'm going to keep protecting Dawn's privacy. If you're here for growth, purpose, and peace, welcome. If you're here for drama, this isn't the place for you. I'm done for today. I'm going to live my life. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other!